surprising nobody. I'm OCD, right? And making sure that there's balance is so insanely important to me for the stupidest of reasons. All right, everybody. Well, welcome to Coffee with Kev. With me today, introduce yourself.
I'm June Gordon. I am a senior catastrophe manager at SageSure Insurance.
Very cool. And what is your claims journey?
So it's an interesting story. I used to own a restaurant in this town where we're sitting in.
Get out of here, for real?
For real. And it's actually right down the street. While in the restaurant business, I met the vice president of a local insurance carrier. And there came a point in time where I had to close the restaurant. The downtown just wasn't producing traffic. And so when I closed the restaurant, the gentleman asked me, what are you going to do? And I said, I don't know, I need a job. And he said, well, come see me. And he hired me. And that was, like 30 years ago.
Everybody thinks of insurance claims as this stuffed shirt world. And they don't understand there are some real stories.
There are lots of real stories.
And real characters and funny people.
I mean, look, I started out as his administrative assistant. I went to adjusting claims. I was in casualty for a little bit, property. Worked myself up to team lead, AVP. I mean, I was, started at the bottom, worked myself up, which is a really cool story. And actually, that's a lot of people's stories in this business.
So one of the things that when I mention SageSure to people of our industry that people always say to me in return is, what is SageSure?
So SageSure is one of the largest managing general underwriters in the country, in the U.S. We protect about 815,000 policyholders every year. We write all over the country in coastal areas. It's a great company, very diverse, just a pleasure to work for.
If you could compete in the Olympics, would you go summer, winter, and what sport would you choose?
Even though I don't like the cold a lot, I have always really loved watching the bobsledding. And to think about going down the slides, if that's what you call them, in this speed sled, right? I mean, I think that would be pretty cool. I don't know.
I don't think I would want to be the guy steering it, though.
No, I probably want to sit.
Maybe in the middle, be the one that leans. Maybe be the brake person.
Exhilarating, right?
It's gotta be. That or the one that they do head first, skeleton.
Oh, yeah.
So during a cat, when all hands are on deck, how do you keep your people motivated?
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple. Well, first of all, as a manager, you're kind of in it with them, right? But showing that you care about them, you're concerned about them. We all work a lot of hours during a cat, lots of hours, 7 days a week, lots of hours in a day. One of the things I found that works really well is having daily huddles. Meeting up with everybody in the morning, say, how's everybody doing? Do you need anything from me? What can I do to help you?
Yeah.
Staying in touch, showing them that you care about them, that you care about their life. If they need an hour, give them an hour, right? I think that is what has produced the best employees in my world.
If you were hosting a dinner party and you could only invite 3 people, alive or dead, who would you invite?
2 of the 3 are probably going to be my parents.
Oh, okay.
They were such great people. I would just love to be able to sit down and have lunch or dinner with them again. The 3rd person would be Princess Di. I have always been really intrigued with the royal family and intrigued with her life and her struggles, fitting into that. And it would be a very interesting conversation to see how she was treated and her side of the story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we'll never know.
We'll never know.
All right, everybody, and now it's time for Ask the Asker. That's right, June gets to ask me anything on her mind.
I like it. As you heard earlier, I owned a restaurant.
Yes.
I'm a total foodie. So my question is, what is your favorite food?
Solid question. Back against the wall, I feel like the easy way out.
And that's something boring.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was going to say, pasta is definitely up there, but that's so generic. So why don't I go with the most memorable dining experience? Can I change your question slightly? And I'm going to say that Last year in November, I was in London, and London is not known for the greatest food of all time. Sorry, Lloyds of London people watching this right now, but there's a restaurant in the financial district that's called Koya, C-O-Y-A. I hope I got that name right. I'll double check it and we'll fact check on screen. It's Peruvian food. And it was a chef's menu and you didn't get to decide a thing. You sat down, you got to decide your beverage, and even with some of the meals, there was a specific small little shooter beverage you had to have with it, but everything just came out and it was like, I do love ceviche. Ceviche is like, I'm drooling even thinking about it right now. But it started with ceviche and then it was just, I couldn't even tell you what it was because I didn't get to order it. But it was the first time I ever had Peruvian food and I'm pretty sure it's up there in my top 3 food.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like it.
Okay, what is one area of your job that you wish you could just automate?
Look, I'm a total people person. I love people. But that one specific thing would probably be interviewing.
Okay.
I mean, I have interviewed hundreds of people, and literally we always have hundreds of applications. And, you know, yes, AI can weed through some of that, but that is probably, it would be great if you could just automate that process and start onboarding people, right?
Just in a faster way. That makes sense. I like
Yes.
that. Would you rather have perfect Wi-Fi and no coffee, or coffee and spotty Wi-Fi during a cat season?
I would definitely need Wi-Fi.
Okay.
I mean, I love my coffee,
Yeah.
and I'm a total coffee geek, but I would definitely want the Wi-Fi because during cat season, you got to be ready to go. You got to be able to work, and you know, there would be no choice there.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have to drive somewhere and get coffee, or order coffee in if I couldn't have it. But if there was no coffee at all, I would definitely choose Wi-Fi.
Okay. Well, June, thank you for being on Coffee with Kev. We got through that relatively pain-free, but it was so much fun. And thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
This coffee is exquisite, by the way.
It is so good. It really is so good.
This is going to be a problem.
It's good.